Hello everybody, welcome to the Numpy Operations lecture. So in this lecture we are going to cover some basic operation that you can use in a Numpy array. So let's get started. So right now we are going to cover some operations and with the Numpy array. So we have three different items to discuss today. So we have operations array with array, and we have array with the scalars, and also we have some universal array functions. And we will cover them one by one just in a second. So the number one is I need to import my NumPy library. So what I can say that import NumPy as np and my library is done. So I need to make one array, and for instance, I will be just using one D array, and let me say that that is going to be my array, that is my variable, and from my library, I will just call this arrange, and I will generate it from the 0 all the way to the 11. So do not forget that 0 is included and 11 is not included. So my array is ready, and if I want to call it, I'm just running. Perfect. So right now I have my 1D array and I have some couples items inside. So let's start with the first one, array with array. I mean the operation array with array. So what I can say that I already have one array and I want to add the same array on the first one. So what I can say that array plus itself. So right now I have another array and the numbers are different because I'm saying array plus array. That means 0 plus 0, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, and all of them are giving me here. That is amazing. What about minus? If I say the array minus array, so all of them are 0 because 0 minus 0, 1 minus 1, 2 minus 2, 3 minus 3, and all of them are giving me 0. So what about multiplication? So I can use the multiplication as well. So I will say array times array, and that is going to give me different numbers one. So that is the 0 times 0, that is the 1 times 1, that is the 2 times 2, and all of them are here. Perfect. So what about the array with the scalar? That means I'm going to multiply the entire array with the constant number, with the one of integers. So I can say that array times, or let me just say times 2. So right now what it's going to do is it is going to multiply every single element on my array by number 2. So let me just recall my array and I will show you. So I have my array and I'm saying that multiply by 2. So that is going to be 0, 2, 4, 6, and so on and so on and so on. What if I want to make a power 2? So I will say take my array and make it to the power 2. Oops, let me put the 2. And if I run it, so all of them are in the power 2. But here is a tricky point. So whenever we have some operations, for instance, if I say 0 divided by 0, so what it says that it gives me error because it says that it's a division by 0. So any number that is divided by 0, it's undefined. So it gives the error. But if I say that I will take my array and divide it by 0, I will be getting the same error. So it says that every single element that was divided by 0, it's undefined. So I have some kind of infinitive numbers here. What about inverse? I will get a 0 and divided by array. So I will say 0 divided by array, and I have here. So let's see what is going on. And let me bring my array one more time. So basically what I'm doing here, I'm taking my 0 and dividing by every single element on my array. So that is the 0 divided by 0, 0 divided by 1, 0 divided by 2, and so on and so on. So let me just get my pen. So if I have my 0 divided by 0, so that is undefined. It gives me error here. You see, it says that here. But the 0 divided by 1 is equal to 0. The 0 divided by 2 is equal to 0. So all of them are zeros right now here. Because every single element on array, and I just divided my 0 by every single of them. And it gives me the result over here. So perfect. So right now what we did is we just covered these two items now, array and operations, array with array, or the array with the scalars. What about universal functions? So by saying universal, so we using different operations in math as well, beside those like in plus, minus, multiplication, division. And also we have difference like it's a sine, sine, cosine, logarithm, or those advanced math operations. So what I can say that from the NumPy, I want to use the sine, and I want to take a sine of every single element on my array. So here I will say that, you see, I'm taking the sine of every single item on array. And at the same time, I can say NP cosine of my array. If I tag it, so I have my 1D array and with all data inside. And also, let me just take a logarithm. So for example, I will say log array. Let's see what it is going to give to me. So in the beginning, it says that it's undefined because the logarithm 0 is undefined. Let me just Google and let's see if that is log 0. If I just put it here, in the beginning, it says the log 0 is undefined. But actually, it's not giving me error here. The only thing it says is it's undefined, so it gives me that message. But the rest of them, it gives me different values. So that is the log 1, that is the log 2, that is the log 3, and all the way to the log 10. And a couple more, that what if I want to get a maximum value of my array, and I will say np max and array, and that is going to print a 10 for me. And at the same time, it's for the minimum one. So np min array. So the minimum value of my array is 0. So if you want to see how many functions are available, you can simply go to the NumPy documentation. If you scroll down all the way to the down, and you will see there's a lot of information. So there's a built functions in the NumPy array. So we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and we have other functions as well. So yes, that is basically all about using the operations in the NumPy array.